Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Today in this video we'll continue the topic, the chapter that is the solution. Today our topic is vapor pressure of liquid solution. Means we'll study about the vapor pressure of liquid solution, but we'll emphasize more on a law which is known as Raoult's law. And at the end of this video I'll give you some more information about the Raoult's law which is helpful in your competitive exams. So let's get started. Before starting to the topic, first of all we have to know about the term vapor pressure. We have to study the vapor pressure of a solution. हमने एक वेपर प्रेशर ऑफ अ सोल्यूशन के बारे में पढ़ना है, बट बिफोर स्टार्टिंग टू आवर टॉपिक वी हैव टू नो अबाउट द मीनिंग ऑफ द वेपर प्रेशर. टू अंडरस्टैंड द मीनिंग ऑफ द वेपर प्रेशर वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड एन एक्टिविटी. सपोज आई हैव एन इवैक्यूएटेड वेसल. I have an evacuated vessel. Now what do you mean by evacuated vessel? Evacuated vessel is a vessel in which the condition is like the vacuum. ठीक है, evacuated vessel हमारा ऐसा vessel होता है जिसके अंदर की condition कैसे होती है, just like a vacuum. And this evacuated vessel is placed in a thermostat. ये जो evacuated vessel है, इस evacuated vessel को हमने किस में रखा है, थर्मोस्टेट में. थर्मोस्टेट मीन्स एक बॉडी जो क्या करेगी, आपका इस पर्टिकुलर इवैक्यूएटेड वेसल को क्या प्रोवाइड करेगी, हीट. सपोज आई एम कीपिंग अ ग्लास इन अ कंटेनर ऑफ हॉट वाटर. सो दैट कंटेनर ऑफ हॉट वाटर एक्ट लाइक अ थर्मोस्टेट. वो किसकी तरह बिहेव करेगा, एज अ थर्मोस्टेट की तरह, बिकॉज इट इंक्रीजेस द टेम्परेचर ऑफ द ग्लास विच इज केप्ट इन दैट कंटेनर. So suppose I have an evacuated vessel and that evacuated vessel is kept in a thermostat, and this evacuated vessel contain either the pure liquid or solution. This evacuated vessel contain either the pure liquid or solution, and this evacuated vessel is further connected with a manometer. यहाँ ये किससे connected है, it is connected with a manometer. Now what is manometer? Manometer is an instrument which is used to calculate or which is used to determine the amount of the pressure. ठीक है. Now suppose the two limbs of the manometer are filled in this way. Means this limb is filled up to this level and this limb is filled up to this level. ये वाला जो limb है ये यहाँ level तक fill है और नीचे वाला limb आपका यहाँ तक fill है. So suppose there is a liquid or a solution which is kept in an evacuated vessel, and this evacuated vessel is kept in a thermostat, and it is attached with a manometer which is an instrument to calculate the pressure. So हम क्या observe करेंगे, that द लिम्ब जो यहाँ पे जो प्रेशर होगा मैनोमीटर का वो धीरे धीरे क्या होगा, इंक्रीज होगा. मीन्स द प्रेशर ऑफ द मैनोमीटर मीन्स दिस पोर्शन इंक्रीजेस कॉन्टिन्यूअसली. ये वाला जो लिम्ब होगा पहले ये इक्वल होगा, देन ये धीरे 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 क्या होगा, इंक्रीज. इट इंक्रीजेस मीन्स द प्रेशर इनसाइड द इवैक्यूएटेड वेसल इंक्रीजेस. Pressure inside the evacuated vessel increases means the empty space which is present above the solution. यहाँ पे हमारे क्या इंक्रीज होंगे, वेपर्स. यहाँ पे हमारे क्या बनेंगे, वेपर्स. जैसे जैसे वेपर्स का अमाउंट क्या होता जाएगा, हमारा इंक्रीज होता जाएगा, वैसे वैसे आपके मैनोमीटर के लिम्ब क्या होता जाएगा, इंक्रीज. सो एज द टाइम गोज ऑन ये थर्मोस्टेट क्या करेगा, इवैक्यूएटेड वेसल को हीट अप करेगा. ड्यू टू द हीटिंग अप ऑफ द इवैक्यूएटेड वेसल मोर एंड मोर लिक्विड गेट कन्वर्टेड इनटू द वेपर्स, एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ विच द नंबर ऑफ वेपर्स हेयर इंक्रीजेस and the limb of the manometer shows an increase in the pressure. But after some time the limb doesn't show any increase in the pressure, means the limb now constant, means the concentration of the limb or the level of the limb remain constant. Why? Because after some time a condition reached when the rate of evaporation becomes equal to the rate of condensation. Clear? When the process started, the level of the limb goes on increasing because the number of the vapors increases, and due to the increase in the vapors, pressure increases. But after some time, it becomes constant. Why it becomes constant? Because the number of the vapors above the solution becomes constant. And why they are constant? Because the rate of evaporation becomes equal to the rate of condensation. The amount of liquid get converted into vapor is equal to the amount of the vapor which get converted into the liquid. At that time, जब ये क्या होगा, कांस्टेंट होगा, at that time the pressure exerted by the vapors is known as vapor pressure. So what is vapor pressure? Vapor pressure of a liquid or solution is the pressure exerted by the vapors in equilibrium with the solid, with the liquid or solution at a given temperature. So वेपर प्रेशर है क्या हमारा, ये वेपर्स, जो वेपर्स किसके साथ इक्विलिब्रियम में आ चुके हैं, सॉल्यूशन और लिक्विड के साथ इक्विलिब्रियम में आ चुके हैं, उनके बीच में जब इक्विलिब्रियम एग्जिस्ट हो जाएगा तो जो वो वेपर्स हैं वो सॉल्यूशन की सरफेस पे जो प्रेशर एक्सर्ट करेंगे, दैट इज नोन एज वेपर प्रेशर. सो वेपर प्रेशर ऑफ अ लिक्विड और अ सॉल्यूशन इज the pressure exerted by the vapors in equilibrium with the liquid/oblique solution at a particular temperature, because temperature is a factor which affects the vapor pressure. Now I hope you have cleared the concept of vapor pressure. Now we'll study the factors which affect the vapor pressure. हम क्या पढ़ेंगे? The factors which affect the vapor pressure. There are two important factors which affect the vapor pressure, and these two important factors are, first of all, the nature of the liquid, and second is the temperature. So first factor which affect the vapor pressure is the nature of liquid. Nature of liquid. Now, if the intermolecular force present between the liquid is weak, greater is the vapor pressure. It means weaker the intermolecular force, greater is the vapor pressure. So, लिक्विड का इंटरमोलिकुलर फोर्स जितना वीक होगा उतना ही स्ट्रॉन्ग, ज्यादा उसका क्या होगा, वेपर प्रेशर. एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस रीजन द वेपर प्रेशर ऑफ डाइइथाइल ईथर इज ग्रेटर देन द ethyl alcohol. We know that due to the presence of OH bond in ethyl alcohol, there is hydrogen bonding, which is a strong intermolecular force of attraction. And as compared to ethyl alcohol, the intermolecular force of attraction in ether, diethyl ether, is weak. So weaker the intermolecular force, greater is the vapor pressure, and because of this, the vapor pressure of diethyl ether is greater than the ethyl alcohol. Now, the second factor which affects the vapor pressure is temperature. Now, vapor pressure increases with increase in temperature. With increase in temperature. Vapor pressure increases with increase in temperature. Why? Because with increase in temperature, the kinetic energy of the constituent particle increases. Due to the increase in the kinetic energy of the constituent particle, more and more molecule of the liquid leaves the surface of the liquid and get converted into the vapors, and more vapors are formed, as a result of which vapor pressure increases. So vapor pressure increases with increase in the temperature due to the increase in the kinetic energy of the molecules. And quantitatively, ठीक है, जो अभी हम लोगों ने पढ़ा, that is the qualitative relationship between the vapor pressure and the temperature, that with increase in the temperature, vapor pressure also increases. But if we talk about the quantitative relationship between the vapor pressure and the temperature, so quantitatively the relation between the vapor pressure and the temperature was given by an equation which is known as Clausius-Clapeyron equation. Clausius-Clapeyron equation. And according to Clausius-Clapeyron equation, log P2 divided by P1 is equals to delta H vaporization upon 2.303 R T2 minus T1 upon T1 into T2, where P1 and P2 are the pressure of the solute or pressure of the gas at temperature T1 and T2. So if we have to talk about the qualitative relationship, हम सिर्फ क्या कहेंगे that with increase in the temperature, vapor pressure also increases. But if we have to talk about the quantitative relationship between these two, that is the vapor pressure and the temperature, the quantitative relationship was given by Clausius-Clapeyron in his equation, which is known as Clausius-Clapeyron equation, which is log P2 upon P1 is equals to delta H vaporization, means enthalpy of vaporization divided by 2.303 R in bracket T2 minus T1 upon T1 into T2. So this is the introductory portion of the vapor pressure, that what do you mean by vapor pressure and what are the factors which affect the vapor pressure. Now we'll study the another topic, means now we'll move on our main topic, that is the vapor pressure of solution, liquid solution, means the vapor pressure of liquid solution in which solute is also liquid. So basically it is not liquid solution, it is liquid in liquid solution. In our first video of solution chapter, we studied that we have three different types of liquid solution: liquid in liquid, solid in liquid, gas in liquid. Clear? So in this we are talking about the vapor pressure of liquid in liquid solution, or Raoult's law for volatile salt. Volatile solute. So vapor pressure of liquid in liquid solution, or Raoult's law for volatile solute. Now if I talk about liquid in liquid solution, liquid in liquid solution means both solute and solvent are liquid, and I am talking about the volatile solute. It means both solute as well as solvent are volatile. And if in a solution both solute and solvent are volatile in nature, it means with increase in the temperature, both solute and solvent form vapor pressures, and the total pressure, means the total pressure exerted by the particular gaseous mixture is the sum of the pressure exerted by the solute and the solvent. So when we talk about liquid and liquid solution, both solute and solvent form vapors, as a result of which both exert a vapor pressure which is known as the partial pressure. So the vapor pressure exerted by an individual solute or an individual solvent is termed as partial pressure. वो हम उसका क्या कहेंगे? Partial pressure. So whenever solute and solvent दोनों के दोनों हमारे कैसे नेचर के होते हैं? Volatile nature. They both contribute towards the total vapor pressure of the solution, and their individual pressure is known as the partial pressure. And Raoult's, the scientist, that is a chemist, that is Raoult's, in 1886 postulate a law which is known as Raoult's law. 1886 में Raoult's ने क्या दिया? एक लॉ दिया जिसे क्या कहा? Raoult's law. And according to Raoult's law, the vapor pressure of a component in a solution, means when we are talking about a solution in which both solute and solvent are volatile. सो उसके लिए राउल्ट्स लॉ ने ये कहा, द वेपर प्रेशर ऑफ अ कॉम्पोनेंट इन अ सोल्यूशन when both solute and solvent are volatile is equal to the mole fraction of that component in the solution multiplied by vapor pressure of that component in the pure state. So what is the statement of Raoult's law? Raoult's law का statement क्या था? The vapor pressure of a component in a solution of volatile solute is equal to the mole fraction of that component in the solution multiplied by vapor pressure of that component in the pure state. Suppose I am talking about a binary solution. In our first video, we also studied about the binary solution. That binary solution is the solution in which one solute is dissolved in a solvent. So let us consider the solution which is made up of A and B component, where A is the solute and B is the solvent. So if we talk about the vapor pressure of the solute, means the partial vapor pressure of the solute, so the vapor pressure of the solute is equal to the mole fraction of the solute multiplied by pressure of the solute in pure state. What do you mean by pure state? Suppose I am taking a glass of water and I am heating the glass of the water. At that time, the amount of the pressure which I get is the vapor pressure of the water in its pure state. Now, if I add 1 spoon of sugar or 1 spoon of salt in that particular water, now the water is not completely pure. It means that is not the vapor pressure of pure water. That is the vapor pressure of a salt solution or sugar solution. So, according to Raoult's law, vapor pressure of a component in a solution of volatile solute is equal to the mole fraction of that component multiplied by vapor pressure of that component in its pure state. Similarly, PB is equals to Xi B, means XP into PB naught. So this is for Raoult's, this is for the solution in which the solute is volatile. Now we'll plot a graph on the basis of the equation, and for plotting graph we have to modify this equation. हमने इस equation को क्या करना होगा? Modify करना होगा. Now हमने ये कहा that अब हमारे पास क्या है? We have a solution in which we have two component, that is PA and PB, जिसमें से आपका PA Xi into P naught A है and PB Xi B into P naught B है. So total pressure of the solution becomes PA plus PB, partial pressure of A plus partial pressure of B is equals to total pressure of the solution. But what is PA? PA is Xi A into P naught A and PB is Xi B into P naught B. But in our first lecture of the solution, we have studied that if we talk about the mole fraction, the sum of the mole fraction of all the component of in the solution is equals to 1. It means for this solution, XA plus XB should be equals to 1. XA और XB किसके इक्वल होगा? 1 के इक्वल होगा. So we can write XA as 1 minus XB. Clear? Now, if we put here 1 minus XB P naught A plus XB into P naught B, our equation becomes P naught A minus XB into P naught A plus XB into P naught B. Clear? From this, if I take out XB as a common, I get PA naught. Now, suppose I am taking here plus XB common. Clear? Suppose I am taking here plus XB common. So I get here, if I taking the plus sign outside, so it becomes PB naught minus PA naught. PA naught minus and PB naught plus. And on rearranging this equation, I get P equals to PB naught minus PA naught into XB plus PA naught. Now, if I compare this equation with the linear graphical equation, that is y equals to mx plus c, where m and c are आर द कांस्टेंट एंड x एंड y आर द वेरिएबल. अगर मैं यहाँ पे देखूं, दिस इज m pb माइनस pa, pb नॉट माइनस pa नॉट. नाउ व्हाट इज pb नॉट? pb नॉट इज द pressure of B at its pure state and PA naught is the pressure of B at its pure state. So pure state में जो value रहती है वो हमेशा क्या रहती है? Constant. It means PA naught and PB naught are constant, and if PA naught and PB naught are constant, it means the total pressure is directly proportional to xi B. Similarly, if I replace this by 1 minus xi A, क्लियर? जैसे मैंने यहाँ पे 1 माइनस xi भी रिप्लेस किया था, अगर मैं 1 माइनस xi भी रिप्लेस ना करके 1 माइनस xi a रिप्लेस करूं, देन आई गेट द इक्वेशन P इज डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू XA और xi A. इट मीन्स whenever we plot a graph between the total pressure and the mole fraction of a particular component, we always get a straight line. हमें क्या मिलेगी? एक straight line मिलेगी. So if I draw a graph here, if I draw a graph here, suppose at this portion xa equals to 1 and xb equals to 0. It means I have only and only a component. So यहाँ पे जो मुझे pressure मिलेगा, that is entirely due to the a, that is the PA naught. Because it is entirely due to the a, so it is pure vapor pressure of component A. And here it is xi a equals to 0 and xi b equals to 1. So here the pressure is only and only due to B. So it becomes PB naught. Here it is PA naught. Here it is PB naught. Now as we move from this side to this side, means number of mole fractions of A decreases and mole fraction of B increases. So PA naught get decreases and ultimately it becomes 0 because A के moles क्या हो जाएंगे? 0 and B के comparison में ये क्या होगा? आपका increase होगा. सो जो ये स्लोप है, दिस स्लोप, ये स्लोप हमें क्या बता रहा है? ये स्लोप की वैल्यू हमें पता चलेगी PA इक्वल्स टू XA इंटू P नॉट A. सो दिस वैल्यू गिव्स PA. ये जो वैल्यू है, ये किसकी वैल्यू हमें किसकी वैल्यू बताएगी हमें? स्लोप PA की वैल्यू. सपोज आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट दिस कंडीशन. सो यहाँ पे जो xi A का अमाउंट होगा और यहाँ पे जो PA नॉट होगा, उससे हमें किसकी वैल्यू पता चलेगी? PA की. Similarly, this slope gives the value of PB, that is equals to XB into P naught B. ये हमें XB into P naught B की वैल्यू बताएगी. And the line which join PA and PB naught, जो लाइन PA और PB naught को join कर रही है, that line tell us the value of the total pressure, that is PA plus P. Clear? And if you see in the graph, मैंने PA naught यहाँ ड्रॉ किया है and PB naught slightly ऊपर ड्रॉ किया है. But it is not necessary that PB naught is always upper than PA naught. ये ग्राफ just opposite भी हो सकता है. Now the slope of the graph depends upon the vapor pressure of a component. Greater the vapor pressure of a component, more is its vapor pressure. ठीक है, वेपर प्रेशर ज्यादा होगा तो ग्राफ कहाँ होगा? उसकी साइड इनहेंस करेगा. सो इन दिस, अगर इस ग्राफ के बेसिस पे हमें इंफॉर्मेशन देने को बोला जाए, सो अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस ग्राफ वी गेट टू नो दैट द वेपर प्रेशर ऑफ बी कॉम्पोनेंट इज ग्रेटर देन द वेपर प्रेशर ऑफ ए कॉम्पोनेंट. इट मीन्स बी कॉम्पोनेंट इज मोर वोलेटाइल देन दी A component. So it is not necessary that every time you have to draw the graph like this. If the vapor pressure of A component is greater than the vapor pressure of B component, the graph becomes like this. जो ग्राफ होगा वो जस्ट क्या हो जाएगा? अपोजिट. बट अगर P और XB के जो ग्राफ है वो आपका लीनियर क्यों आता है? अगर ये क्वेश्चन आएगा, सो बिकॉज ऑफ this reason here PB naught and PA naught are constant, and if we talk about the total pressure, that is directly proportional to the mole fraction. Now for such type of solution in which the solute as well as the solvent are volatile in nature, कुछ points हमने ध्यान रखने पड़ते हैं. वो क्या है? First of all, Raoult's law is not applicable if the two liquids are not completely miscible. इट मीन्स दोनों के दोनों लिक्विड ने कम्प्लीटली क्या होना चाहिए, मिसिबल. एंड इफ दे आर नॉट कम्प्लीटली मिसिबल देन राउट्स लॉ इज नॉट एप्लीकेबल इन दोज केस ऑफ लिक्विड. सपोज इफ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट ऑयल एंड वाटर, दो ऑयल एंड वाटर नॉट volatile in nature but they are not miscible. So if the two components solute and solvent are not miscible in each other, Raoult's law not obey that solution. So Raoult's law is not obey or not applicable for those solution in which two components are not completely miscible. Second thing, the second point which we have to remember is that the solution which obeys Raoult law are known as ideal solution. So the solution which obeys Raoult law are known as ideal solution, though the number of ideal solution are very less, but we have certain amount of ideal solution. Some common examples are, if we talk about hexane and heptane. Hexane and heptane form an ideal solution which obeys the Raoult's law, or benzene and toluene, that also form a solution, an ideal solution which obeys the Raoult's law. So the solution which obeys the Raoult's law are known as ideal solution. Next, third, in Raoult's law we studied that Pa equals to Xa into P naught A, or Pb equals to Xb into P naught B, where Xa is the mole fraction of that particular component in the solution. Clear? So Xa and Xb represent the mole fraction of the component A and B in the solution. But both are volatile in nature, so both form vapors, and if both form vapors, they have the moles in their vapors also. Some moles of A and B are also present in the vapor phase. So let us consider them Ya and Yb. So Ya and Yb are the mole fraction of the component A and B, but in the vapor phase. Clear? Xa and Xb are the mole fraction of component A and B in the solution, whereas Ya and Yb are the mole fraction of the component in the vapor phase. And just like Xa is related with the pressure and the pure component vapor pressure, similarly Ya and Yb, it means the components which are present in the vapor phase, they are also related with the pressure. How? Ya, if I talk about Ya equals to Pa upon P total. Similarly, Yb is equals to Pb upon P total, or generally we can write that if we talk about Yi, any component I, that is equals to Pi divided by P total, or Pi is equals to Yi into P total. So अगर हम किसकी in the solution की बात कर रहे हैं, so in the solution the vapor pressure of that component is equals to the mole fraction of that component in the solution multiplied by vapor pressure of that component in the pure state. But if we talk about the mole fraction of the component in the vapor phase, then the vapor pressure of that component is equals to the mole fraction of that component in the vapor phase multiplied by the total pressure. So दोनों में हमारा यहाँ पे क्या है, difference है. So these 3 points we have to kept in our mind when we are dealing with liquid solutions in which the solutes are also volatile in nature. And the other thing which I discussed earlier also, that जो slope होगा हमारे ग्राफ का वो उस साइड मूव करेगा जिस साइड आपके कंपोनेंट की वोलेटिलिटी क्या होगी, ज्यादा. Just like you saw in the graph that B component is more volatile than the A component, that's why the graph like this. If A component is more volatile, then the graph become like this. So these points you have to kept in your mind. Now we'll discuss the vapor pressure of a liquid solution in which solid is the solute. So we'll discuss the vapor pressure of solid in liquid solution. We know that solid is non-volatile solute. Most of the solids are non-volatile solute, and whenever a non-volatile solute is added in a solvent, it reduces the escaping tendency of the solvent, as a result of which the vapor pressure of the solution decreases. So, due to the addition of a non-volatile solute, it decreases the escaping tendency of the solvent, and due to the decrease in the escaping tendency of the solvent, the overall vapor pressure of the solution also decreases. Now, if we talk about the quantitative relationship, or if we apply the Raoult's law for non-volatile solute. If we apply Raoult's law for non-volatile solute, now the total pressure, it means the total pressure is due to the vapor pressure of solvent only. Vapor pressure of solvent only. But here I am not using the term vapor pressure of the solvent in its pure state, because in this case the solvent is not present in the pure state. A solute is mixed with the solvent, and due to the mixing of the solute, the escaping tendency of the solvent decreases, as a result of which it doesn't form such amount of vapors which is actually formed by that particular solvent. ये उतने वेपर नहीं बना पाएगा जितनी इसकी टेंडेंसी है. So the total pressure of a solution is equals to the vapor pressure of the solvent. Now let us consider A be solute and B be solvent. So the total pressure become equal to the pressure of B, and according to Raoult's law, what is pressure of B? That is equals to PS, means pressure of the solution, total pressure of the solution, and PV is equals to XP into P naught B. Clear? According to Raoult's law, XP into P naught B, because the pressure of a particular component in any solution is equals to the mole fraction of that component in the solution multiplied by vapor pressure of that component in its pure state. So in this PB naught is a constant quantity. It means PS is directly proportional to XB. So for non-volatile solute, if I plot a graph between PS and XB, it shows a straight line. यहाँ पे हमें क्या मिलेगी? Straight line, because it is directly proportional to XB. With increase in the concentration or with increase in the moles of the solvent, pressure of the solution also increases. So as soon as the mole of the solvent increases, pressure also increases, and the slope, ये जो हमारा slope है, if this is theta, suppose if this is theta, then the slope of this graph gives, means tan theta gives the value of PB naught. So graph से हमें किसकी वैल्यू फाइंड आउट हो सकती है? PB naught की at a particular point. We can calculate the value of PB naught from the graph like this. Suppose I have to calculate PB naught here. So by drawing this line, I can able to calculate this or this, and by tan theta I can able to calculate PB naught. So the slope of this graph gives the value of PB naught. Now what is XB? XB is the mole fraction of solvent. अगर हम इसे open करें, so what we get? We get PS upon PB naught is equals to NB upon Na plus NB. Clear? Now अगर दोनों साइड हम क्या कर दें? सब्सट्रैक्ट कर दें. The equation remains same. 1 minus PS upon PB naught is equals to 1 minus NB upon Na plus NB. Now on solving this, what we get? We get PB naught minus PS upon PB naught. Clear? PB naught minus PS. What does this indicate? That the vapor pressure of B in its pure state is greater than the vapor pressure of the solution. And what is vapor pressure of the solution? Vapor pressure of the solution is due to the pressure exerted by the solvent. So PB naught minus PS upon PB naught is equals to Na plus Nb minus Nb divided by Na plus Nb. Clear? यहाँ पे Nb cancel. What we get? Na upon Na plus Nb. Now what is Na upon Na plus Nb? It is the mole fraction of the solute, and this is Pb naught minus Ps naught upon Pb naught. This equals to Xa, that is the mole fraction of the solute. जहाँ पे ये हमें क्या बता रहा है? ये हमें बता रहा है decrease in the pressure of the solution, and this whole quantity, that is Pb naught minus Ps upon Pb naught, this represents the relative lowering of the vapor pressure, and the relative lowering of the vapor pressure of a solution of a non-volatile solute is equal to the mole fraction of the solute. So ये किस पे depend कर रहा है? हमारे mole fraction of the solute पे. So this is the Raoult's law for non-volatile solute. There is a time to learn some extra things related to the same topic. The first thing which we learn is Konovalov's rule. Now what is Konovalov's rule? According to Konovalov's rule, out of the two components, the more volatile component has more number of moles in the vapor phase as compared to the solution phase. It means if I talk about the two components A and B is more volatile than A, it means if we talk about the mole components of B, so the mole components of B in the vapor phase is greater than the mole component of the B in the solution phase, and mole fraction of B or moles of B is greater than the moles of A in the vapor phase also. So according to Konovalov's rule, the more volatile component has more moles of vapors, has more moles in the vapor phase as compared to the liquid phase. ज्यादा से ज्यादा उस कंपोनेंट के जो मोल्स होंगे वो कहाँ होंगे? हमारे वेपर्स में होंगे, और कम मोल्स हमारे कहाँ होंगे? लिक्विड फेज में. Now next we'll deal the relation between XA and YA. अब हम किसके बीच में रिलेशन ड्रॉ करेंगे? Between XA and YA. Now if we talk about the initial Raoult's law, अगर हम Raoult's law के बारे में बात करें, so according to Raoult's law, PA equals to XA into P naught A. And if we talk about the Raoult's law for volatile solutes, for volatile solute in the vapor phase, then it is YA is equals to PA upon P total. Now what do you mean by P total? P total means PA upon PB. Now what is PA? PA is XA into P naught A divided by XA into P naught A plus XB into P naught B. Now अब अगर हम यहाँ पे क्या करें, इस वैल्यू को अगर ओपन करें, तो यहाँ पे इसको या इसको, इन दोनों में से किसी एक को ओपन करें, एंड बिकॉज अपवर्ड इट इज ए, तो हम इसको किस में कन्वर्ट कर देते हैं? ए में, सो दैट वी गेट ऑल द मोल फ्रैक्शन इन टर्म्स ऑफ ए. सो XA PA naught divided by XA PA naught plus 1 minus XA PB naught. क्लियर? सो हमें क्या मिलेगा यहाँ पे? वी गेट YA is equals to XA PA naught divided by XA PA naught plus PB naught minus XA PB naught. Now in these two, XA is common. So by taking XA common, we get XA P naught A divided by PA naught minus PB naught into XA plus PB naught. Clear? इतना क्लियर हुआ? Now on reversing this, what I get? 1 upon YA is equals to PA naught minus PB naught into XA plus PB naught divided by XA into P naught. Now अगर मैं यहाँ पे इन दोनों को क्लियर? इन दोनों को अगर सेपरेटली इसके साथ लिखूं सो व्हाट आई गेट, PA नॉट माइनस PB नॉट इंटू XA अपॉन XA इंटू PA नॉट प्लस PB नॉट अपॉन PA नॉट इंटू 1 अपॉन XA. क्लियर? XA एंड XA कैंसिल हो जाएगा. सो व्हाट आई गेट, 1 अपॉन YA इज इक्वल्स टू, अगर मैं इसको पहले लिखती हूँ, इट बिकम्स PB नॉट अपॉन PA नॉट इंटू 1 अपॉन XA प्लस PA नॉट minus PB naught upon PA naught. So this is the final equation which I get by this. Clear? Now if you observed in this equation, the only two variable things which I have is YA and XA. YA is the component of vapor of A or the mole fraction of A in its vapor phase, whereas XA is the mole fraction of A in its solution phase. Rest, this is constant, this is constant. And if I compare this with y equals to mx plus c, so it means it obeys the linear line equation. And if it obeys the linear line equation, if I plot a graph, अगर मैं किसके बीच में ग्राफ प्लॉट कर रही हूँ, between 1 upon YA and 1 upon XA, or between 1 upon YB and 1 upon XB, I get a straight line from the origin. ठीक है, जिसमें से ये पोर्शन दैट इज PB नॉट अपॉन PA नॉट, दिस वैल्यू गिव्स द वैल्यू ऑफ द स्लोप. बिकॉज ऑफ दिस, सो ये वैल्यू मुझे क्या इसकी वैल्यू देगी, स्लोप की, यानी स्लोप से मुझे किसकी वैल्यू पता चलेगी, PB नॉट अपॉन PA नॉट. एंड द इंटरसेप्ट, जो इंटरसेप्ट होगा यहाँ पे, उसकी वैल्यू मुझे किससे पता चलेगी, PA नॉट माइनस PB नॉट अपॉन PA नॉट. एंड दो इंटरसेप्ट इज देयर, सो स्लाइटली ओरिजिन से ये क्या रहेगा, ग्राफ हमारा ऊपर रहेगा. सो इन दिस वे वी कैन डिराइव द रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन द XA एंड YA. We'll derive the relationship between YA and P total. In our previous relationship, we have derived that YA equals to XA PA upon PA naught minus PB naught XA plus PB naught. Now, if we increase the method in another way, we get the relation between YA and P total. अगर हम यहीं से दूसरे मेथड से इसको इंक्रीज करेंगे तो हमें दोनों के बीच में रिलेशन पता चल जाएगा. So XA PA is equals to YA PA naught minus PB naught XA plus PB naught. क्लियर? नाउ इसको अगर हम ओपन करेंगे, वी गेट YA PA नॉट माइनस PB नॉट इंटू XA प्लस PB नॉट इंटू YA. नाउ हेयर इज ऑल्सो XA एंड हेयर इज ऑल्सो XA. सो हम क्या करेंगे, क्वांटिटीज को एक साथ ले आएंगे. वी गेट XA PA माइनस YA PA नॉट माइनस PB नॉट इंटू XA प्लस PB नॉट इंटू YA. नाउ ये माइनस, इसको हम किस में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं, प्लस में. वो हम कैसे कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं, बाय टेकिंग माइनस फ्रॉम इनसाइड द ब्रैकेट. सो वी गेट XA इंटू PA प्लस YA, एंड व्हेन हियर इट इज प्लस YA, हियर इट बिकम्स PB नॉट माइनस PA नॉट, बिकॉज इनिशियली PB नॉट इज माइनस, नाउ इट बिकम प्लस एंड इट बिकम्स प्लस, सो इट बिकम्स माइनस. XA प्लस PB naught into YA. Clear? Is equals to PB naught into YA. So यहाँ तक clear हुआ. Now if I take XA as common, I get XA in bracket PA plus YA PB naught minus PA naught. Clear? Is equals to PB naught into YA. Here it should be PA naught. Sorry for that. Here should be PA naught. इतना क्लियर हुआ. Now XA is equals to PB naught into YA divided by PA naught plus YA PB naught minus PA naught. So in this way we get the value of XA. क्लियर? मुझे किसकी वैल्यू पता चल गई, XA की वैल्यू पता चल गई. नाउ आई नो दैट YA YA equals to, what is YA? YA equals to PA upon P total. Clear? And what is PA? PA equals to XA into P naught A upon P total. Clear? So if I put the value of XA here, what I get, अगर मैं XA की वैल्यू पुट करती हूँ यहाँ पे तो मुझे क्या मिलेगा? YA is equals to PA naught upon P total multiplied by XA की वैल्यू, that is PB naught YA divided by PB naught into YA divided by PA naught plus YA PB naught minus PA naught. क्लियर? जो वैल्यू मुझे मिलेगी वो क्या मिलेगी? YA PA naught upon P total into PB naught YA upon, means I have put the value of XA here. मैंने और कुछ नहीं किया. Now if I have to calculate the one P total value, अगर मैंने ये वैल्यू पुट करनी है तो ये वाली जो क्वांटिटी है ये चले जाएगी इसके साथ. क्लियर? सो व्हाट आई गेट PA naught plus YA PB naught minus PA naught multiplied by YA divided by PA naught into PB naught into Y. क्लियर? जो वैल्यू मुझे मिलेगी वो क्या मिलेगी? PA naught into PB naught into YA. नाउ ये जो YA है ये YA हमारा दोनों के साथ मल्टीप्लाई होगा. सो व्हाट आई गेट PA naught YA plus it becomes YA square PB naught minus PA naught divided by PA naught into PB naught into YA. क्लियर? नाउ अब अगर मैं दोनों को सेपरेटली इसके साथ अगर कंबाइन करूं, व्हाट आई गेट इसके साथ जब कंबाइन करूंगी PA naught एंड YA कैंसिल, सो आई गेट 1 upon PB naught plus in this case only YA and YA cancel, so I get YA PB naught minus PA naught divided by PA naught into PB naught. Clear? And this is equals to 1 upon P total. Now if I saw clearly in this, so I have one variable that is P total and another variable that is YA, whereas the rest are constant quantity. So it also resemble Y equals to mx plus C, where this one is C, means the intercept, and this one is m, that is the slope. So whenever I plot a graph between 1 upon P total and YA, I get a straight line in which the slope gives the value of PB naught minus PA naught upon PA naught into PB, and intercept value is given by 1 upon PB naught. So these three topics are important for you according to your competitive exam. Students, that's all for today. I hope my video enhance your knowledge. I'll see you in my next video with new topics, and if you are not subscribed my channel yet, please subscribe and press the bell icon.